Hello, and welcome to Beering in Mind Beer Reviews. And in our last four videos, the past four videos, we looked at four beers from Kyoto Brewing's Golden Week set. And I'm going to continue with Kyoto Brewing. I ordered a little bit more from them. They are closed, or not closed, but they're not selling as much beer as they used to because of the coronavirus, and they are selling online, and they have put together a number of sets, and I ordered a few. And I'm going to look at, in sequence, five relatively special beers from them. All their beers are special, I think, but these are more limited and or newer beers from them. Kyoto Brewing started in 2015. And they were founded by three gentlemen, one from America, one from Canada, and one from Wales. And I have to admit, or I have to give full disclosure here, I happen to know them, and especially the brewer, the head brewer. I've known him for over 10 years. When he was a home brewer, we used to sample his beers when he was trying to perfect his techniques. And he studied in the U.S. and then did an internship at Lost Abbey in the San Diego area. And then when he came back to Japan, he also did another internship. He worked at Shiga Kogen in Nagano Prefecture, which is one of the very finest Japanese craft beer breweries. And they started in 2015, and right out of the gate they were making good beer. I mean, exceptional beer, and they've never looked back. And after their first year, they were rated as the best new brewery in Japan on RateBeer.com. And then last year, in 2019, they were rated the best brewery in Japan, and I think I have to concur, or they're certainly in the top 5 of all breweries in Japan. And they began bottling beers a few years back, and they had basically just 3 of their mainstay beers for bottling. But with the impact of the coronavirus selling less and less, their bottling operation got underway, and they have quite a few available online. So, RateBeer has 148 of their beers listed. There may be a few more than that, I'm not sure. Usually Untapped tends to have a larger number of beers, but RateBeer has 148. They do have a tap room in Kyoto, and they sell all over the country. So, we're going to look at 5 beers in order, and generally the order for me is in order of alcohol strength, and that's what I'm going to do here today. Okay. And now we will look at the third beer in this series of beers from Kyoto Brewing, and it is this one, a very recent one. It's called Haru no Kimagure 2020. And this beer is an American pale ale. It's 6% and 27 IBU, International Bittering Units. The name Haru no Kimagure is it's a seasonal beer. They make 4 per year. They have a Kimagure series, which are all American pale ales, and they make one for each season. And this is Haru, or spring, 2020. And in each case, they vary the ingredients or try something different. They also have a Shunka Shuto series, which is a 4 seasons series, 4 times a year, one for each season, and that is a Saison series. So the Kimagure series is an American pale ale. And Kimagure has kind of the sense of whimsy or chance, let's see what happens kind of thing. And in this case, they did something rather different. They were looking at seeing how a technique which may be the technique that produces the New England IPA sort of character, how it would fit into this beer, an American Pale Ale. And this is called, what they do is called dry hopping, but at the peak of fermentation, or what's called high Krausen. So when the beer is really fermenting and bubbling up, tossing the hops on top of that, and then letting it simmer down through that here. So high Krausen fermentation. And I'm not sure how scientific or how much research has really been done on it, but the idea is that the hop oils undergo some kind of transformation if you dry hop during high Krausen and let it filter down through that, rather than dry hopping later or earlier, but at the peak of fermentation, to see how the hop oils transform themselves, what are called terpenoids. And so they've tried that with this series, this time this Haru no Kimagure. The hops are mercure for bittering, and flavor aroma they put in several types: Cascade, Chinook, Centennial, which are these traditional C hops, and then also a variety which I should have looked this up, I suppose. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but Cascade Cryo and Centennial Cryo, and it's CRYO, and I'm not sure exactly what they are. Excuse me. In any case, this is an American Pale Ale at 6%, 27 IBUs. Let's open it up and see what we got here. Okay, it is quite a bit darker than many pale ales. In fact, a very rich, very clear, sharp, sparkling copper color. And you can see the carbonation coming up from the center of the glass. About a half a finger of springy white foam. So it is rather dark, but very pretty. I would give this an extra point for the color, for sure. Okay, the nose is kind of fruity. A lot of citrus coming up. This is not a New England Pale Ale or a New England IPA, but it does have the element of what they call juiciness, sweet juiciness. There's a ton of stone fruit here, some citrus there for sure. It's a great tasting beer, really. Many people, New England IPAs, of course, have been one of the most popular beers for the last 2 or 3 years or so. Many people, and generally tend to be older people, like myself, don't really care for them all that much. I can have one and enjoy it, and the really good ones are quite interesting, but it's not a style that I want to have 2 or 3 in a row of the same thing, or 2 or 3 of the same style. It just gets a bit cloying and kind of sicky and sticky for me. This is a nice balance between that and pale ale style. Yeah, I mean, this one, you could keep going on this easily, throughout a session, for sure. So, a very nice beer. A very nice addition to their Kimagure series, and once again it's called Haru no Kimagure 2020, 6%, 27 IBUs, American Pale Ale from Kyoto Brewing, and I hope you will support them. If you live in Japan, you can certainly order online from their website, and eventually when things open up, you should visit them if you happen to be in Kyoto. It is probably I would say it's the #1 destination for beer lovers in the city of Kyoto, for sure. That's it for today. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.